peace, Horizon. Hope everyone is feeling well. Welcome to another video of Healing Arts. Thank you guys again for your support and tuning in. So this is the first of a 7 video series I'm going to put together, and each video will be dedicated to one of the main 7 energy centers in the body. And we hear these terms chakras all the time, energy centers, and it may not be familiar as to what exactly is a chakra and how does a chakra develop, and where does this concept come from. So chakras are an ancient energy system that humans have developed for ourselves to reach enlightenment and to decode the mystery of the human physiological and also spiritual energetic body. It's much older than yoga. Yogis have really systemized it and really honed in on it and created a fantastic system, but the chakras, the energy vortexes, are actually much older, and it was designed by humans as a way to navigate the path to self-realization. So we encoded these chambers inside of our essence, and these chambers are the 7 main energy vortexes that exist along the spinal column. So we start with Mooladhara at the pelvis, and Mooladhara has to do with tribal energy. Mooladhara has to do with your desire to survive, and I have some notes on that center. So the physical bodily support, base of spine, legs, bones, feet, rectum, and immune system are the organs and the physical aspects that the Mooladhara chakra encompasses and governs. On the mental emotional issues, you may find physical, family, and group safety and security, ability to provide for one's life necessities, able to stand up for oneself, feeling at home, and social and familial law and order. So this desire to feel, this not desire, but this ability to feel comfortable, content, to feeling at home, safe and secure, has to do with first chakra energies, first chakra issues, feelings to support the family and want to be supported by your family are also first chakra issues. The desire to support yourself and survive in the world, money issues, these are first chakra issues. Fear around money, first chakra issues. Fear around survival, first chakra issues. So some physical dysfunctions could be just chronic lower back pain, sciatica, varicose veins, tumors and cancer, depression, and immune-related disorders. So you're probably asking yourself, how could an energetic imbalance in a chakra energy system could manifest as a physical disorder or a mental issue? And this is because mind equals matter. That's the simplest way to put it. Mind equals matter, quite literally. The quality of a person's thoughts directly affect the quality of their biochemistry. And the whole science of epigenetics is a science of how trauma is passed down through the genes generationally. They have discovered that the trauma from your grandmother is still existing in the trauma of the grandson or the granddaughter. It's in the womb, passed down. So there's new science that's proving that to be true now. Also, the connective tissue. The connective tissue is a web of fascia. I've spoke about this before. In the body, and this web of fascia is a network of information that is literally molding and sculpting the way the body functions. The muscles, the bones, the tendons, the ligaments is affected by the connective tissue, which is directly connected to your lived experiences. Chinese medicine, acupuncture, acupressure, these holistic practices are based in the belief that emotions are the root of any disease or ailment. It's never just, oh, I have cancer, or oh, I have really bad acne. It's never just that thing. It's always a deeper issue that gave rise to the physical symptoms. So the physical symptoms are just that, symptoms of a deeper, much, much deeper issue, which normally relates back to some experience you have lived that wasn't fully processed and fully integrated into your consciousness, which has caused these different ailments and manifestations of dysfunction within the physical body. So disease, right, is just dis-ease, discomfort. And this usually starts on a spiritual, emotional level, and then trickles down to the physical, which is the lowest level, but the most obvious one. So the chakras are starting at the emotional and spiritual, targeting these energy centers and saying, hey, these centers deal with these aspects. They deal with survival. They deal with families, deal with need to secure yourself, a fear around money, a fear around making it. These fears and dysfunctions around these concepts can cause certain ailments, such as lower back pain, sciatica, varicose veins, depression, immune disorders. So just so you understand how these things trickle down from the spiritual, the emotional, and then mental, and into the physical body. Homeopathic remedies, flower essences, acupuncture, all these practices are approaching the body on an emotional, spiritual, energetic level, reorganizing the cells, reorganizing the energy around that particular area, so you can recreate a new pattern, a new thinking pattern, a new way of being that will bring about health. So a natural sense of order comes in play versus the dysfunction that trauma may have caused, or just something you've blocked out of your psyche, something you're pushing out of your psyche. I'll tell a quick story actually, so that hits home for me. I wasn't too invested in my emotional body as much as I was my physical and energetic body, and I was getting really into martial arts, into jujitsu, and I dislocated my knee sparring for a competition. And it was like a freak accident. It was something really simple. We weren't doing much. We were rolling very light. It was very light, and my knee got dislocated in the process. So immediately I thought, did jujitsu, obviously dislocated my knee. But the way it happened, it was so light. It almost was. It just didn't make sense. I've played harder games in jiu-jitsu and haven't had any injuries. So that it happened this way was really bizarre. So I ended up seeing a friend of mine who is an oracle, and he gave me a reading, and he said that the reason why I got my knee dislocated is the universe has been telling me to slow down for quite some time, and I was stubborn and not listening. The universe has been wanting to slow me down so I can tend to my feminine energy. And I was like, I said injuries are all about slowing down, sitting still, recuperating, replenishing, rebuilding, nourishing. These are all yin energies, feminine energies. I was like, interesting. I still wasn't quite sold on it yet. I went and got acupuncture by one of my really close friends. And he was like, yeah, bro, where you have the dislocation in the knee, it's at the inside of your kneecap, which is the innermost yin channel. That's where the kidney channel runs. And that's considered the innermost yin, the most feminine energy channel out of all is the kidney channel. And that's exactly where your dislocation is. When he said that to me, it reminded me of what my friend said. And I was like, interesting how this is all, I'm getting the same thing from different people. One's are practicing acupuncturists, one's are practicing oracle and medium, and told me the same thing. So, just some quick story to give some context to it. So, how do you actually self-examine yourself? How do you actually dive into these deeper questions around the first chakra to see if maybe having some blockages there? Okay, so I just want to go through my notes. Just give me a second here. Okay, so there's some questions for self-examination. And one thing I want you guys to ask yourself is about 10 questions. Question number 1 is, what belief patterns did you inherit from your family? What belief patterns did you inherit from your family? Is question number 1. Question number 2, which of those belief patterns that still have authority in your thinking can you acknowledge or are no longer valid? I repeat again, which of those belief patterns that still have authority in your thinking can you acknowledge are no longer valid? Yeah. Question number 3, what superstitions do you have? Which have more authority over you than your own reasoning ability? Which superstitions do you have, and which have more authority over you than your own reasoning ability? Question number 4. Do you have a personal code of honor? If so, what is it? Do you have your own personal code of honor, and what is it? Question number 5. Have you ever compromised your sense of honor? If so, have you taken steps to heal it? That's a really good one for me. Have you ever compromised your sense of honor? If so, have you taken steps to heal it? Question number 6. Do you have any unfinished business with your family members? If so, list the reasons that prevent you from healing your family relationships. First chakra, all about tribal energy, tribal power, family. List all the blessings that you feel came from your family. This is question number 7. List all the blessings that you feel came from your family. So that's interesting. First, we're going to pinpoint any unfinished, unresolved issues with the family, which may stir up some questions and may be triggering for some people. But then we move into acknowledging what they have done for us. I think that's a beautiful follow-up question. Stir up some noise, dig into the stuff that we may not want to think about, these unresolved issues with the family. And then right after, we acknowledge how these same individuals have blessed us, have helped us in our lives in some way. That's a direct way to heal it. So number 8, if you are now raising a family of your own, list the qualities that you would like your children to learn from you. This is really good for me and those who have children. If you are now raising a family of your own, list the qualities that you would like your children to learn from you. Number 9, what tribal traditions and rituals do you continue for yourself and your family? What tribal traditions and rituals do you continue for yourself and your family? This can be anything. Like I remember me and my family used to have this, and it kind of became a ritual. We would my dad would buy mint chip ice cream, and he would pour milk in it, and we would watch kung fu movies. That's something like, and then I would sit with my little cup. My sister had her little cup, and all three of us had little cups of mint chip ice cream with milk in it. And we watched kung fu flicks. That was our ritual. That was something that we did. So it can be anything. It can be anything. Dancing in the house was a thing that we did. My dad would play music in the basement for my mom, and she would dance and have a glass of wine, and we would dance too, and it was fun. So that's also another ritual that we used to do that I remember about. But if you have a spiritual faith or something that your family practices, that also obviously is your tradition and your ritual. Number 10, last one, describe the tribal characteristics within yourself that you would like to strengthen and develop. Describe the tribal characteristics within yourself that you would like to strengthen and develop. So those are just some questions for self-examination, and I would really really dig it if we shared some questions. It would really be awesome if you can post, comment, some insights, some questions, some things that may have come up for you, and if enough of us, share, we can host a Zoom session together, and we can log on and share our reflections. I think that would be great. So this is the first one. We'll have 6 more videos going into the other energy centers. So just stay tuned for those. And this is more so like homework. Something you can do even when you first wake up in the morning time. You can jot down some of these questions and start to journal your responses. I think that's a great way to practice approaching these questions. So I just want to close out with a mantra for the first energy center, a bija mantra. A bija means seed, so there's a seed sound that correlates to each energy center. So for Mooladhara, the sound is lam, Lam. Okay, so we're gonna ring the sound of lam as if we would ring the sound of om. So let's close the eyes. Let's bring our attention down to the perineum, space in between the anus and the genitals, right at the center of the pelvis, the perineum. And as you bring your attention there, you slowly start to develop awareness, sending your breath downwards and focus. Okay. So let's place one hand on the pelvis. One hand, you can kind of sit on your hand, and you're gonna hold your perineum. You're gonna gently cup it. So place your hands underneath the sit bones, the pelvis, and you're holding your perineum. One hand in the front of the pelvis, one hand in the back of the pelvis, and just stay there. And let's take a deep inhale. Ring the sound of lam, Lam. Just sit still for a moment. And gently open the eyes. So next week, we're going to revisit and talk about the second chakra. So got a week to answer these questions. So please do. And share and comment, okay? So again, if you have any questions about anything, or you just want to chat about something that I've spoken in these videos, please feel free to message me or reach out to me, okay? Enjoy the rest of your day, and namaste.